Every day, the world pulls your attention in 100 directions, but strength is not built in noise. It is built in quiet repetition. Learn now.
Okay, what if I told you that you could actually start to reverse the effects of aging, and all it takes is a routine that's just 10 minutes a day? Seriously, it sounds kind of out there, but get this. Tibetan monks figured out a system centuries ago that honestly modern science is only now beginning to understand. So let's just dive right into this simple but incredibly powerful secret to staying young. What really gets me about this is the claim of perfect mobility. We're not just talking about living a long time, right? We're talking about pure vitality. I mean, can you just imagine being 100 years old and moving around with the energy, the ease of someone decades younger? That's the incredible promise we're going to unpack here. And this slide, it just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? That huge disconnect. For so many of us, once you hit 40, the joint pain, the stiffness, feeling a little off balance, it just feels, well, inevitable. Like it's just part of the deal. But what this comparison shows is maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a requirement of aging at all, but just a result of how we live today. And these monks, well, they offer a totally different path. So the big question is, how do they pull it off? Well, the answer is in something called the 5 ancient rites. And let me be clear, this is not just some random list of exercises you'd find online. No, this is a complete, cohesive system. And it's designed to go after and restore the very biological functions that start to break down as we get older. All right, first up is rite number 1. The spin. And yeah, I know, it looks incredibly simple, almost like something a kid would do. But don't let that fool you. Its purpose is actually super sophisticated. It targets one of the very first things that starts to go as we age, our sense of balance. Okay, so here's the deal. After you turn 40, the vestibular system, that's the part deep in your inner ear that controls balance, it starts to get a little, well, weaker. And that makes you less stable. We all know that falls are a massive risk for older adults. So what this simple spinning motion does is it directly trains and recalibrates that system. Think of it like rebooting your body's internal GPS. It's all about keeping you steady on your feet. And this is how you do it. It's simple. You stand with your arms out and you rotate clockwise. But here's the absolute key. You go slowly. The point is not to get dizzy, not at all. The point is to train your brain to adapt. Just start with, say, 3 rotations and then build up from there. It's all about control. All right, moving on to rite number 2, the leg raise. Now, this one goes straight after a problem that, let's be honest, most of us face every single day. And that is the damage we do to our bodies by sitting for hours and hours. See, when you sit all day, it does 2 really bad things. It weakens your core and it makes your hip flexors super tight. And that combination is like the #1 cause of chronic lower back pain and just bad mobility in general. So this movement, it's designed to wake up those sleepy core muscles and release all that built up tension. You get immediate relief and build long-term strength at the same time. So to do this one, you just lie flat on your back. As you breathe out, you lift your straight legs and your head all at the same time. The goal here is to really feel it working in your core, not in your back. And hey, if you need a little extra support, it's totally fine to place your hands under your lower back. That can really help. And this is a perfect moment to just pause on this one idea. For any of these rites to really work their magic, alignment is absolutely everything. It's all about making sure your head, your arms, your legs, they're all moving in the right direction and in the right way. And trust me, this becomes even more crucial in the very next exercise. Okay, rite number 3. This is called the camel. And I love this one because it is the perfect antidote to, you know what I'm talking about, desk posture. That forward hunch that so many of us get from spending years staring at a screen. Really, this entire movement is about one thing, reversal. It's actively opening up your chest and your shoulders while at the same time it's strengthening those muscles in your upper back that have gotten weak over time. It literally physically pulls you out of that slump and helps restore a much more youthful upright posture. So you're going to start by kneeling with your hands on your lower back for a bit of support. Then you gently press your hips forward as you arch your upper back, not your lower back, to open up your chest. And remember, this is not about some extreme, crazy back bend. It's a controlled, deep stretch that you just breathe into. Nice and easy. Okay, building on that, we have rite number 4, the tabletop. And this is all about rebuilding those super powerful, foundational muscles on the backside of your body. The very ones that our modern lifestyle basically just shuts off. So here's the problem. Sitting all day literally turns off our glutes and our hamstrings. And when that happens, your body has to compensate, right? It starts using the wrong muscles to get things done, and that leads directly to injuries. The tabletop is designed to wake up that entire posterior chain, your glutes, your hamstrings, all of it, and stabilize your shoulders at the same time.
So for this one, you sit down with your hands behind you, and then you press through your hands and your heels to lift your hips up. The goal is to make a nice straight line all the way from your shoulders to your knees. Hold it for just a second and then lower yourself back down with control. And listen, that controlled lowering part, it's just as important as the lift itself.
And that brings us to the final one. We've arrived at Rite number 5, the mountain. I like to think of this as the great integrator. It's the one movement that takes all the benefits from the other 4 and ties them all together into one beautiful, fluid motion. You know, there's a saying, a mobile spine is a young spine. And it's true. It's actually one of the best predictors we have for healthy aging. The mountain is designed to take your spine through its complete range of motion, from flexion all the way to extension. And in doing so, it builds both strength and flexibility through your entire body. So you'll start in what looks like an inverted V shape. You might know it as downward facing dog. Then, as you exhale, you just flow forward, lowering your hips into an upward facing dog. And as you inhale, you press back. The whole thing is just smooth, it's continuous, and it's all powered by your breath. Okay, so now we've got the 5 individual rites. The big question is, how do we put them all together into that 10-minute routine that I promised could change everything? Well, it's all about the order and the breath. Those are the 2 keys. This chart basically lays out the whole system for you. You can see the order here, and notice how each exercise really prepares your body for the one that comes next. And definitely pay attention to the breathing patterns. It's pretty simple. You exhale on the hard part, the effort, and you inhale on the return. Getting that coordination right actually activates your nervous system and gives you this amazing energy boost that can last all day. Now, and this is important, you don't just jump straight to the finish line. No way. You have to build up gradually. So in week 1, just start with 3 reps of each exercise. That's it. Focus on getting the form right. Then, each week, maybe add 2 more reps. The traditional goal is to get to 21 reps of each, but honestly, it's the journey of getting there that builds that real lasting strength. When it's all said and done, it just comes down to this. 10 minutes. That is it. All the research is crystal clear on this. For long-term results, consistency will always, always beat intensity. Think of it as this small daily investment in your body, in its mobility, its strength, its balance, and believe me, it pays off with incredible returns. So I want to leave you with this one final thought. Most of us, we tend to look at aging as this inevitable decline, right? Like it's some fixed deadline we're all headed for. But what if those monks were right all along? What if aging isn't a deadline at all, but just a physical pattern? And what if, with the right movements, it's a pattern that you yourself have the power to rewrite every single morning?
Practice daily, feel stronger, move better. Comment day 1 below and subscribe for more simple wellness routines. Like and share for more powerful rituals.